Hello and good evening. Thank you very much for taking a look at this video. I really appreciate it, guys. So yesterday was the drop of the brand new Summerset expansion for the Elder Scrolls. And we're going to be hopping into it together for the first time. So without further ado, let's launch this puppy up. Now, Morrowind was the previous one and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Firstly, let's kick off with a thank you to Skyfi for facilitating the bandwidth for tonight's stream. They have graciously lifted the queue on our connection, so we'll be streaming to you with magnificent clarity. The second thank you would be to SterKinekor for giving us a review copy, but they're not just give us a regular review copy, they gave us the digital collector's edition which comes with some juicy tidbits. So let's see if there's an introduction for us. Look at that beauty. Ah, beautiful. I just love the theme song. It is absolutely stunning. Now I'm very curious to see if it's going to pull through my character. Busy loading up. And indeed, that is the server that we would like to select. Yep, all the usual stuff there that we will acknowledge and agree to. Yes, we always read. Like you saw, I just read through all of that stuff supremely quickly. Look at those graphics. Ah, Griffin. One of the benefits of the collector's edition is getting my very own little Griffin pet to accompany me. Looking forward to taking a look at all the others.
This place is ancient.
It seems no one has entered this place in centuries.
Hang on!
David! Look out! I think our friend is going to be all right. Get out of my head!
Resist him, newcomer! You must wake up! Now!
There must be somebody from the physic order. Ms. Maylia. Yep, that's my previous character. So I'm very curious. Let's see if we can load her up. Yeah, we're in Vardenfell. Hope it pops us straight into the fray. Otherwise, we'll just create a fresh character and kick it off. There we go. Collection updated. Daily rewards, crown experience, scroll. Okay, so we can exit that. Alrighty then. So this is where we left off previously. Culling the Swarm. Defeat the Queen's Consort. Optional steps. Divine Inquiries. Purposeful Writ. So I'm very curious about hopping into cool, got experience from there. And the crown crates.
There are many spectacular rewards that a crate could contain. You can view this excellent selection by previewing a crate.
So we got a Physic Vault crate along with the collector's edition. So let us open it up together and see what tasty goodies we get.
Your rewards are ready.
Okay, restoration potion.
Ah,
Another one. Oh, non-combat pet. The Vardfark.
there are no crates remaining.
Ooh.
Purchase more if you wish to try your luck
And
again.
some crown mimic stone materials. Awesome.
May luck follow you.
Okay. Anything in the gift inventory? Nope, nothing for us to look at there. Okay, under our collections. Let's see, what have we got here? Yep, that's also Divine Conversion is from the Collector's Edition, which we've got. Appearance, let's see. Excuse me. Court of Bedlam is also one of the costumes that we got with the Collector's Edition. Looking snazzy. Really, really like that. That's really, really cool. Okay. Nothing else there. Ah. Assistance. Okay, we still got the Smuggler mounts. Yes. So this is sexy. We got the Blood Shadow Wraith as a collector's reward, and the Nightmare Cinch, and I'm going to set the Cinch as the active one because it's a flaming tiger pretty much. And then here we got the Fledgling Griffin and Pocket Salamander, and then the Vardfark, which we just got. So I'm going to set the Fledgling Griffin as my active pet. There we go, he's just popped up next to us. And then under emotes we also got the Happy Face, Sad Face, and Tada as our rewards. So I think we'll set Happy Face. Nice. Okay, cool. Special armor styles. Okay. We got. They all look a bit like Star-Lord. And then Divine Prosecution hat we got from the Collector's Edition, which we'll set. And we'll go to chest, Divine Robe. I just love the escapism that the game provides. Sorry that the audio cut out there for a bit. The atmosphere that it creates with the music is just absolutely stunning. Alright, there's our little pet. Cute as nuts. Alright, so I want to go and drop our quest. Which we'll do shortly. Hello, I've also got
Travelers,
those,
now,
but a baby.
of all the times. You've picked a grim day to visit Cloudrest, Traveler. The city has been besieged by the sea-slowed Samaja, a sorceress who commands darkness itself. Most have already evacuated. I'd turn back now if I were you. I admire your bravery, but defeating her will be no easy task. Samaja was almost impossible to take down alone. Now she commands shadow replicas of the Welkanars, dark imitations that possess all of their legendary skill in combat. An order of Summerset Knights, which I'm honored to be a part of. Samaja was able to capture and somehow replicate my 3 companions. Even if fought alone, these shadows will be difficult to defeat. Do you think yourself capable of such a task?
Of course I am, ma'am.
If you're willing to fight, so am I. Samaja lies within the Eyrie, just beyond the gate. If we strike against the Sea-Slowed first, she'll summon the Shadow Warriors to her side. It'll be an easier battle if we take the replicas out first.
Understood. But now I want to know more about the griffin behind you.
Oh, you mean Dara? Don't worry about him. He's a sweet thing, truly. All Welkanars have a griffin by their side. They not only
just like
allow us
me.
to freely travel across the Isle, but also aid us in battle. They're even the symbol of our order.
Oh, I like that.
Most are, but the griffins of the Welkanars are different. Magically so. I'm sure there's a book around here describing the various rituals and whatnot. Just know that Dara is a more competent warrior than most. Politer, too.
I can fully agree. Alright, so we've received the main task, which would obviously be to defeat Samaja. Alright, let's pop on to the map again. So that's our current location. Choose active quest. World of I wonder if that means I've got to do that straight out. And at this level I'm not too sure if that's possible. Let's see where this takes us. Oh, we're going back to Vardenville. Oops. Excuse me. We'll pop in and take a look and see if that's possible to do what she's requesting, because clearly I have exited the area like a noob. Yep, I'm back here. Okay, so we're just going to change this. Okie dokie.
Rosie! Where are you?
Sir, I'm not going to be assisting you at this point in time. I'm sorry. So let's get on over to the manor, which is... Yeah, I did that already. So the manor can't be that far away. Just give me 2 seconds. journal. Yeah, quests. Alrighty. Okay, so we've got loads of space for extra quests. There's our lore library. Okay. Okay. Let me just check here. Summerset. Okay, by the decree of Queen Iron, Summerset is now open to all visitors. All is not tranquil in the breathtaking island home of the High Elves, however. Travel to Summerset, reunite with old friends, and unravel a shadowy conspiracy that threatens not only the High Elves but all of Tamriel. Cool. To get to Summerset, create a new character and play through a new tutorial experience. Okay. To journey to the island. Or journey to the island from the mainland with an existing character. Alternative paths to Summerset include traveling by boat from an alliance capital, or start a zone, or employing the Way Shrine network to fast travel to the island of Summerset. Cloud Rest is a 12-person trial. Okay. By selecting Cloud Rest icon, there are 2 difficult modes. Cloud Rest, veteran players access normal mode. Veteran unlocks level 50. When you arrive, pick up the Woe quest from Orion. The quest is repeatable, so you can experience it. Okay, cool. Understand. Okay, cool. So that just puts everything nicely into perspective there. Alright, mounts, Your character can purchase mount, although there are many stables. So Tamriel, stable masters, search stables, loading a stable master, summoning your mounts. Yes, of course, okay. Alright, so, let's see if our mount will... No. There we go. Ooh. That was nice. Let's go. It's very nice in the night. Let's see if we can scroll around. Ooh, look at how sexy that flaming tiger is. Grr. Grr 8. Alright, so go to Arnhem Manor. So, actually, let's not do that. Let's take a look at this again. So, we wanted to go to Summerset. Yes, I do not mind paying the recall fee. Okay, so let's officially kick off our Summerset adventure. Not the trial, because that is just silly. Clearly, by what the tutorial section told us. Okay. So I wonder if we should just drop that quest. Probably a good idea to do that. So we'll clear out our log and we'll start afresh. It is an unusually long waiting time. Servers must be busy. I'm looking forward to daybreak. Yeah, of course. We are very busy.
Let the cat fight those monsters. I'm getting out of here.
Sure. Alright, so let's go and clear out our journal. Okay. Abandon for sure. I'm going to abandon that one too. Abandon, and abandon. So now we've got 0 quests. Let's start looking for quests in this area. Would that be you? Yeah, there we go. There's the main NPC to welcome us to the area. Calabar.
First, the Queen issues a decree that changes the status of Summerset from an isolated paradise into a tourist attraction. Now monsters, sea creatures, I've never seen anything like them. Well, I say let the cat fight them. Better him than me. Suddenly the ground opened, spewing water and strange creatures. They attacked us. Luckily, one of the newcomers, a Khajiit, leaped in and drove them back. Called himself Razumdar. He could probably use some help if you're so inclined.
Cool, let me go and chat to Razumdar. Where you at, Razumdar? Bit of screen tearing there on the summoning of the mount. Oh, here he is.
Have you ever seen such creatures? Raz
Nope,
has
not yet.
Probably neither have you. You are a newcomer, yes?
Yep.
New to this island of high elves? This one has an eye for such things. And you look capable. So can Raz interest you in some cloak and dagger work?
Ooh, sounds ominous.
Ominous? No, nothing of the sort. Well, maybe a little of the sort. Depends on how things develop. Raz has come to Summerset at the behest of Queen Irene to make sure her decree regarding the opening of the island proceeds as she directed. Ask some questions, determine the mood in Shimmerin, and see how the newcomers are faring. Rumors have reached the Queen, and she's concerned. So Razumdar comes to see what is happening and fight strange creatures. Now Raz is concerned as well.
I would be too.
While you ask questions around the city, Raz can take care of some other business. It may or may not involve scratching and clawing. Let's meet near the entrance to Shimmerin when you have something to report.
I didn't quite see you fighting creatures, but okay. Let's find out if there's anybody
As a matter of
specific.
fact, Raz made a list. All Newell, a high elf artisan, spoke out. See what she complained about. Then there's Soxolza, a persecuted Argonian
I was
newcomer.
wondering how to say that.
Finally, Ranul,
Soxolza.
a city resident noted in the Divine Prosecution's observation log.
Alrighty then, let's get to it. Everybody's obviously back. And there's somebody. Let's go to the further point. I'm seeing from the Discord channel there seem to be some network issues, which would explain some of the long loading times. Okay, so she's definitely here.
find your own patch of beach. Not that you'd understand the concept, but the path to Alaxon requires dedication and complete concentration. I must find the perfect shells, or my pigments will be substandard. And do you know what that will do to my art? Exactly. An ultimate concept practiced widely here in Summerset. Alaxon is the state of perfection that every high elf strives for. The path to Alaxon represents the approach we take to achieve that state. Now, why have you interrupted my work? I believe in caution as much as the next high elf, but sometimes the rules get in the way of common sense. My apprentice lived here for more than a year. Good help is so hard to find, especially among the newcomers, and she was adept at making dyes. They took her away. Said they had to scrutinize her qualifications, test her knowledge of culture and etiquette. But I haven't seen her since. My work suffers, so of course I complained to the monks. Now I have to gather my own shells. They told me I could fill out some forms and appeal to the kin lady. But who has time for such bureaucracy? And for a wood elf? I've said too much. I have work to do, and all this aggravation has diverted my path to Alaxon. Perfection requires constant vigilance, so back to it.
Okay, so they treat the newcomers worse than a mud flea on a gore. As soon as I stepped off the boat, priests from the monastery collected me for some sort of cultural assessment. Ascertain I understand having no one actually asked me any questions. They locked me in a cell somewhere in the bowels of the monastery along with other newcomers from the island. Something about the whole affair felt wrong to me, like warm water in otherwise cool stream. When I heard one of the monks give thanks with a Daedric prayer, I knew I had to get out of there. I used the talents I learned from Associate May. I belong to a thieves guild. I know you're disappointed of my friends, and slipped out of the cell and away from the monastery. In the morning I plan to hear Eleanor. Hopefully I can secure passage back to Merkmire there. Frankly, at this point any destination would be preferable. Yeah. Tzotzolza. Right. So we didn't speak to her, but we at least figured out where she went. And now we just need to go and find Renewal, whom doesn't look like he's too far. Oof, 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 so the lag. What we got here? But you got a sheepy. Music is so pretty. Alright, he's not as close as I thought. Oop. Dominion Guard. So, are you on the other side? I'm guessing so. Do we run around or do we just... let's just swim. Let's just swim across. Okay. Whoop. There's heavy server lag tonight. Renewal? Where are you, Renewal? There you are.
I'm rather busy right now.
I didn't want to talk to you anyway.
A newcomer? In the warehouse district? Unusual. But how can I help you today, my friend? The Divine? Who told you that? If a Justiciar sent you to try and trick me into confessing... No, no. The High Elves would never send a newcomer to perform such a task. But I admit it. I made my thoughts known. I arranged to bring my cousin here to work with me. The ship arrived, but all the newcomers were carted away. For questioning, they said. I complained to the kin lady and anyone else who would listen. And what has it gotten me? Nothing.
Yep. This sounds a lot like South Africa.
Oh, my family has been here for generations and generations. Before the Queen's decree, outsiders might have been rare, but we were not unheard of. Our business has grown and gets better every day. That's why I sent for my cousin. We need the help. Summerset is a rare and beautiful jewel in the Abetian Sea.
We'll see in the
I
morning.
love it here. The High Elves treat us like children, but they have never been hostile. The Queen's decree has stirred the waters, though. I fear it will get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright. So now we've got to get back to Razumdar. There's definitely nowhere across, so let's get him, mount him out, and pop on around. It's not preloading the areas. Lag is heavy.
Next time I'm in the field, I think I'll bring a great warhammer. Or two. Welcome to our hall. Are you familiar with the guild? The Fighters Guild.
Even the textures
You
are
should
taking a
consider
while to
joining
load.
up. We have a new guildmaster and a new singular purpose. Why don't we talk for a moment?
We'll talk later. Fighters Guild can wait. Razumdar needs help. Or Raz, like he calls himself.
This is unheard of. Why have you closed the monastery?
Monastery closed.
Good people, I hear your concerns.
Fumbling fingers, sorry.
But the workers I hired, they were aboard the ship from Rivenspire.
Such anger. Raz never expected to hear such words from the Queen's loyal subjects. The sentiment isn't universal, but enough feel this way for Raz to be concerned. Did you learn anything interesting from the people I sent you to talk to? Sequestered? Just a different word for imprisoned, yes. Ranul's cousin just arrived, but O'Newell's assistant has lived on Summerset since long before the Queen ever issued her decree. What about the lizard? What did Soxolza have to say?
Yeah, we couldn't find Soxolza.
Why would the Aldar gather up newcomers and non-High Elf residents alike and send them to the monastery? Does the King Lady condone this behavior? Raz's head itches, and not in a good way. Our course is clear, Five Claw. We must go to the monastery. Raz admires your enthusiasm, but this one needs you to enter the monastery on your own. Raz has other fish to catch. This one will help you get past the sentry, though. When you notice that the sentry is distracted, just sleep quietly inside.
Yes, sir. So I guess we go up ahead and wait for the distraction. Khajiit, do your thing. I'm not impressed with the preloading. Ooh. Can I tip you? I can't, but you're muted.
By seed and spleen, you will pay for your actions.
Archmage Cirabale,
Someone's in trouble.
through his mercy and his might, he
Pretty.
stopped the press.
Somebody's having a fight there. Okay.
Divine, save me.
Monastery entrance. Definitely not up here. Am I on the wrong side? Way on the wrong side. Oop. Yeah. I suppose it's time to just keep looking at the map instead of doing our own thing. Definitely be a bit more productive.
You there!
Oh, how's...
Damn it, why won't this work?
Did you see a golden knight?
Yeah. That
I
was...
have no idea what that was, and I'm not sure I want to know.
I do. Okay, so there's the sentry.
Raz owes you for that game of cards and has come to pay.
Well, I don't recall any. You say I won some gold?
Don't you remember? Raz always pays his debts, and he always buys drinks.
Good boy. Nicely done. Okay, so investigate. We've got quite a few things to do here. much gone through everybody, huh? Hello, Harpy. Okay, so here we've got King Lady's letter. So glad you suggested transferring to our beloved monastery. I was happy to use my influence to make that happen, especially after that insightful discussion concerning Queen Erin's radical and frankly dangerous decree. I look forward to working with you and make sure wow. Secure. Goodness, okay. Simulus attended city mixtape. Summerset now. Oh, so there.
No, not now, please. Your spiritual well-being can wait until after my nap.
Excuse me?
You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Aldach brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations.
Well,
I'm
no
just a simple monk
on.
trying to catch up on my sleep. That was a hint, by the way. Aldach Tilkala arrived right after the Queen issued her decree. He came highly recommended by King Lady Avanice, or so I heard. It's not unusual for monks to form attachments and move together, but there's something strange about that bunch.
Give me some more info.
The Aldach and his monks keep to themselves. They've taken the Undercroft for their own purposes and ordered the rest of us to avoid the ancient vaults beneath the monastery. Now, please, let me get back to my nap.
In a moment.
Again with the questions about the newcomers. Why do you care about the complexities of Altma bureaucracy? Still, if I had to make a guess, I'd say they were taking into the Undercroft for registration and processing.
Oh,
now
please.
go away.
Fine, I'll get out of here. Although you haven't given me the information I need.
No, not now, please. You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Aldach brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations. Again with the questions about... The monastery should be a place of peace and meditation. The Aldach has closed us down until further notice. That means if any of the monks spot you, they'll raise the alarm. Me? I never saw you.
Of course you just want to
Now, if you don't mind, my nap awaits.
Alright, okay, cool. So you gave me the info that I needed. Steer clear of monks.
You can't stay. You just can't.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get to where I need to. It is? Above. Oh, okay.
Unusual knick-knack for an Aldach's office, wouldn't you agree? I noticed you skulking around while I was engaged in some skulking of my own. I suppose we both came to the monastery with a similar purpose in mind. The sequestered newcomers. I came to find out what happened to a friend. I assume that's what brought you here as well? A house of worship shouldn't be used as an internment camp, and it shouldn't be locked to the public either. Interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. I find it intriguing and a bit disturbing. But we aren't here to discuss curios. Strange creatures notwithstanding, we need to find out what's happening with the missing newcomers.
Yay.
The sentry doesn't appear to have stopped you, so I could ask you the same question. Let's just agree that we both have our methods. Curious, but I feel that there's more going on in Shimmerine than the usual politics and community relations. That's the question, my cautious friend. We have a newly appointed Aldark and a disgruntled kin lady, both opposed to the Queen's decree. What's their connection to the missing newcomers? I was about to explore the Undercroft. Care to join me?
Oh yes, sounds like fun.
A curious pearl. I wonder where the Aldark acquired it. Probably not important. I'll meet you in the Undercroft, and we can see what's going on with the newcomers.
Okay, so let's get to the Undercroft. Obviously not this way. Ah, there we go. Let's get to the Undercroft.
Something's wrong down here. I sense magic. Vile magic.
Yep.
Cages? These people did nothing to deserve such treatment. There's someone alive over there. See if you can help her.
Thank the Divines! You aren't one of the monks. Please, let me out of here. It's a nightmare. We came to Summerset to seek new opportunities. We barely stepped off the ship when they marched us to the monastery. Instead of questioning us or the usual high elf bureaucracy, they locked us in these cages. The monks gathered them a few moments ago and took them through the door on the far side of the chamber. Please, let me out of here before they take me away like the others.
Is that
Oh, thank you for setting me free.
a Daedra? Here? And that's a Scoffin, if I remember my Daedric recitations correctly. Very curious. An excellent question, and one I hope to find the answer to. From the evidence before us, it appears this Nord killed the Scoffin before he succumbed to his own wounds. Good for him. I found this key on the creature's belt, so we can open that door. Then I suggest we pick up the pace. We need to determine what's actually happening down here, and who's behind all this. Without answers to those questions, we won't be able to decide on our best course of action. I'll explain everything later. For now, we need to hurry.
Okay, let's get to action. Thanks for the other person taking care of the mobs. Defend Valsarian. Okay, so there's the ritual. Yep, battle ready. Oh, server lag. Ooh. Thanks for your companions.
I'll deal with the pearl. You hold off these creatures.
Okay. Be gone.
The pearl's magic attracts these creatures. Hold them off while I complete my spell. Come on, let's talk outside.
Okay.
Those poor people. This wasn't just about newcomers and opposing the Queen's decree. That was Daedric magic back there. I just wish we had arrived a few moments earlier. I promised to explain what I know. I suppose that now's as good a time as any. I'm a member of the Psijic Order. Our Right Master sent me to investigate a warning we received about a plot involving Summerset. My inquiries led me here. The Psijic Order is an ancient magical monastic society. We served as advisors to the rulers of Tamriel,
guys can turn back time.
but that was before we removed our island home from the world.
So why didn't we turn back time?
Now this threat has drawn us back. But why are you involved in all of this? An Eye of the Queen? Interesting. I diffused the Daedric magic and transported the pearl to Artaeum, the Psijic island, for safekeeping and study, so we can learn more about it. But we can discuss this further once we get out of here.
Cool, let's go. Any jojos? Yep, here come the jojos. Or not so much, because we've got somebody running ahead clearing it for us. There's a jojo. But we'll avoid confrontation and just escape. Come on, load up, load up. Waiting.
Living on Artaeum for a few centuries doesn't prepare you for physical activity. Let the Eye of the Queen know what we discovered, and I'll catch up with you later.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so let's see how far away he is. Du-du-dum, du-du-dum. Where is our... Of course he's gonna be at an inn. No, I do not want to steal. Don't want people running after me. So he's obviously above.
Ah, this one's new partner returns. What interesting scandal did you uncover in the monastery? Tell Raz every juicy detail. That isn't the kind of scandal Raz was hoping for. Murder, Daedric rituals, and traitorous behavior have a way of ruining an otherwise perfect day. We need to learn the extent of the Kin Lady's involvement, and by we, Raz means you. Accuse? Not exactly. Raz wants you to talk to her, see what she knows about the Oldar. The Kin Lady is meeting with local leaders. Attend that meeting and learn the truth. This invitation and set of elegant clothes will get you through the door. A Sijik? Raz has heard rumors, but there are always rumors about the Sijiks. For an island of sages who disappeared more than 300 years ago, they certainly seem to get around. Did this Sijik mage say what the Order was investigating? There was a life-sucking pearl. You should probably have led with that bit of information. Well, we can worry about the Sijik mage and figure out where these pearls came from later. For now, go see what the Kin Lady has to say. Kin Lady Avanice and Raz do not get along. You see, there was a horse, a platter of pudding tarts, and...
my word.
No. This one won't bore you with the sordid details. Besides, everyone behaves well when they see Raz. You will learn more than I would.
Okay. Get out of the way. Ah, dawn. Now we get to see the beautiful landscape. Oh, look at that. Oh, pretty. Okay, not much this side. It's all that side. Let's get to the meeting. If server lag doesn't stop us. This is the main quest, right? Oh no, that's the Fighters Guild again. Okay, elegant outfit, but let's chat to you.
Mara, help me. Mara, help me find my... An adventurer? Oh, praise you, Mara, for hearing my prayers. Please, newcomer, I'm desperate for help. My son, Arathel, has gone missing. No one will tell me what happened to him.
Oh, shucks.
Yes, I'm sorry. The last time I saw him, he was agitated, scared. I asked him what was wrong, but he left without a word. The guards arrived later. They said he turned himself in, that he was involved in a plot to kill our Sapiarch, Icantar. No, he vanished. They say he escaped. Can you believe it? Why would he turn himself in only to escape a few hours later? They're hiding something, I know it. Please, Caraval, help me find my boy. He would never hurt anyone. You have a perfect heart, newcomer. None of my neighbors would lift a finger to help me. The guards placed Arathel in a cell beneath the Kin Lady's manor. I'm told the Justiciar of Remand is there now. A mer named Telerion. He must know something. No, Icantar treats us like family. Arathel is Icantar's apprentice, you see? He was so proud when the attestation came through. He's been a bit withdrawn, though. I found some Aprax literature in his room. But it's just a phase, right? Right. You're new to the Isle. I apologize. Apraxic Mer, a people who, for whatever reason, were expelled from the greater Elven community. Most Aprax labor for years to re-enter society. Others choose to remain in exile. I feel very sorry for them. Some do, yes. Treatises on class warfare, religious hypocrisy, that sort of thing. A lot of young Mer take a liking to it. I think it's healthy to push back a bit. Not too much, of course, but a bit. Rumor has it that a famous Aprax called the Mother of Rats lives in the city, but I've never met her. And even if I did, We're forbidden from speaking with her. Oh, that sounds awful, doesn't it? It's just the way things are here, I'm afraid.
And who are you to go against the rules? Where's my companion? A bit lazy, aren't you? Very slow for a griffin. Oh, the meeting's inside. Duh. Like your costume.
This manor is closed by order of the Divine Prosecution, so I'll keep this brief. Who are you and what do you want? Aye, Sir Abane's ring, will I never be rid of that hen? Look, turning away grieving mothers brings me no satisfaction, but this situation is delicate. The Divine Prosecution does not lose prisoners. Ever. Certainly not frightened children like Arathel. Not here, clearly. You really do mean to track him down, don't you? Fine. When we took Arathel into custody, he was only carrying a handful of coin, a tin flute, and some kind of crude map. Our draftsman drew up a few copies for distribution to the bailiffs. They're stacked upstairs near the hearth. You can take one if you wish, with this condition. If you find something, you will bring it to my attention, immediately. So you would ask my name without offering your own? No, don't bother. I've grown to expect these clumsy troglodytic introductions. I am Talarian, Justiciar of Ramand. I oversee all matters related to bonds and incarceration here in Shimmerine. Spilling wine on your vest at a dinner party is embarrassing. This is... frankly, there isn't a word in the common tongue for this. It is praxiferas. Disgraceful on a scale you outsiders can't even imagine. That's a matter for the High Justiciar and the Sapiarchs. My only concern is returning him to custody. And time is of the essence, so please, be on your way. It seems he escaped into the vaulted Halsoriel. The sewer. Gods, what a hideous word. Anyway, he had help. That gaping hole in the wall is obviously quite new. Might have been a conventional explosion or some kind of arcane rupture. We won't know until the Revelators examine the scene.
Okay. Grab a map.
Yes? And who might you be? The kin lady is currently engaged. She's holding a conference with Shimmerine's elite to discuss certain political matters. Yes. So you do. And may I say that your outfit is suitably elegant. Please, head into the garden.
We all have concerns regarding the Queen's decree. I assure you that I am working with all Dark Takala to safeguard the sanctity of Shimmerine and all of Summerset. Enjoy the food and drink. Business of the city requires my attention, but I shall rejoin you shortly.
So we missed it.
How bold of you. The Neberah dares to stand in my holy presence. Very well, bold Neberah. What can the new All-Dark of Shimmerine do for you?
Oh, hello.
And please, try not to bore me or spray any spittle on my spotless vestments. You heard that somewhere, did you? I'll have to have a discussion with the Divine Prosecution about how lax our security has become. No, I jest. The kin lady and I have nothing but the best interests of Summerset and the newcomers in mind. You really are well informed about things here in Shimmerine, aren't you? for a Neverah. You're right, where are my manners? Using a word you couldn't possibly be expected to understand. It means unwelcome. As in, that's a serious accusation to toss around so casually. What did you say your name was again? I want to make sure to add it to the Divine Prosecution's observation log. For your own protection, you understand?
Sure, sure.
I suddenly remembered some business I need to deal with as well. Feel free to pester the other guests in my absence.
She's above.
How dare you barge into my home without so much as a by your leave?
I'm sorry.
No, I refuse to deal with one of the Queen's guests, especially not in my own
Pretty
home.
outfit.
How did you get in here, by the way? No, never mind that. Since you found your way in, I assume you can find your way back out. Before I call the guards. Such innocence. You really want to know why I oppose the Queen's order to allow newcomers to enter Summerset? Because I'm trying to protect both the island and the newcomers. It's in everyone's best interest that we maintain a separation. Aldark Tilkala came highly recommended. He has grand plans for protecting Shimmerine. Grand plans. Unfortunately, in my haste to deal with the Queen's decree, I may have made an error in judgment.
Do tell.
Not that it's any concern of yours, but my Chancellor has been unable to verify the Aldark's existence prior to when we met, and I recommended him for the position at the monastery. I assure you, Kinlord Millenthal praised Tilkala to no end. That's preposterous. Aldark Tilkala sequesters the newcomers to ascertain their suitability for life in Summerset. Those who pass will find a place here. As for the rest, they'll be returned to wherever they came from. That's what we agreed to.
My lady, one of the monks said to deliver this message. It's from the Aldark himself.
The Coral Forest. An odd location for a meeting, but I need to hear the Aldark's explanation.
Okay, so we'll go to the Coral Forest soon, I'm guessing. There's a lot of us playing. Oh, no wonder. No wonder there is lag.
Psst. Pretend you are adjusting your boot or admiring the architecture. As hard as it may be, look anywhere but directly at Raz. Good, good. Now, tell Raz what you learned at the King Lady's manor. Raz thinks Avanice is as naive as she is complicit, but she is not a murderer. This new Aldark, though, has so much blood on his hands, it looks like he's wearing red gloves. From what I could discover, he didn't exist before he came to Shimmerine. The Coral Forest? A strange meeting place. Raz thinks we should go and see what the Aldark is up to. After I take back that outfit, I might need it again later. Ah, you have a pretty admirer, my friend. The Psijic Sage, yes? Here she comes now.
I'm glad I found you. While watching the King Lady's mansion, I saw her ladyship sneak out the back and leave the city.
The King Lady is meeting the Aldark in the Coral Forest. Raz smells something, and it isn't moon sugar biscuits.
Your reputation precedes you, Eye of the Queen. I am Valcerin of the Psijic Order, and I agree that the Aldark is more than a simple monk.
We should work together, yes? But let's travel separately to avoid attracting unwanted attention. Raz will find you both at the Coral Forest.
Okay, let's get on to the Coral Forest. Yay, now we get to see the outside in daylight. Oh, that's where we were earlier. It looks completely different. Wow. Oh, oops. Ooh, look at that. Wow, it's pretty. Ooh, wow, even more ooh, wow. Oh, shucks. No, I'm not in the mood for a fight. Let me go, let me go. Okay, obviously we're gonna have to fight. Not another one. Seriously? You got a cool mount. Spider. Spider, spider. Okay, so here's obviously the Coral Forest. Ooh, wow. It literally is out of coral. Ah, there's what shimmering looks like. Yep.
One of Somerset's more unique environments, the Coral Forest. I used to love coming here when I was growing up. We need to find out why the Aldark asked King Lady Avanice to meet him out here. Based on what we saw in the monastery's undercroft, I'm hesitant to use magic to locate them. I suppose we'll have to find them through mundane means. Too bad the Queen's spy isn't here yet. I understand he's good at this sort of thing.
Okay. So we just need to locate them. Coral Forest's pretty. We need to do some battle for XP, so. That looked like a naga. Ooh, what is that? those almost look like Naga. Oh, hello. Very invisible. Are we engaged? Yes. I can hear them. Oh, that's a cool creature. Woohoo. Ouch, we did not dodge in time. Ah. Strider. Cool. But I heard them talking. In front of them. Ah, there we go. There's another pearl. Okay. So where's the old ark? What am I missing? Oh, there he is. Nine. I'm confused. This is obviously just like his corpse a million times because everybody's just killing him as he spawns. Hello. Respawn please. Destroy the pearl. Oh, okay. No, don't fight it.
Razumdar apprehended the kin lady. They're at the west edge of the coral forest. What happened to Aldok Tilkalar? Did he escape? I think we can conclude that Tilkalar wasn't actually an Aldok. At least, not with his connection to the Prince of Bargain's Clavicus Vial. Strange magic and creatures worry me, however. Hopefully the pearl I sent to Artaeum can tell us more. You'd be surprised what a particular object can reveal if you know how to unlock its secrets. I need to return and tell Right Master Ikesis all that transpired here. If you're willing, I'd like you to come to Artaeum and confirm my story.
Of course.
The Right Master leads the Sijic Order from Kapora Tower on the island of Artaeum.
I want to learn how to turn
This
that
spell
time.
attunes you to a portal near Shimmerine in the ruins of the Keep of 11 Forces. It always leads to Artaeum, no matter the island's current location. One more adjustment and there. You are now attuned.
Ooh, thank you.
Find me on Artaeum after you finish with the Eye of the Queen.
Ah, Five Claw. Queen Irene will be disappointed that the King Lady of Shimmerine allowed a false Aldar to murder so many newcomers. Such a scandal makes other travelers uneasy about coming here, yes? The Prince of Bargains. That could only be Clavicus Vile. What oblivion-inspired nest of vipers has Raz stumbled into? This one has a very bad feeling about all of this. Where is the Sijic Sage? Raz would like to ask her what she thinks. The Sijic Order's interest in all of this concerns Raz Udar. This one has never had much love of magic, or those that practice the art. On the other hand, now Raz has his own person on the inside. An Eye of Raz, if you will, yes? Then you must go to Artaeum and discover what the Sijics have learned. When you return, you can tell Raz all about it, so he can pass it along to the Queen. Yes, Raz likes this plan. In the meantime, Raz will investigate the Daedric connection.
Have you come to gloat? To kick me while I wallow in my own misery? Well, go ahead. I deserve it. I met him at Kinlord Millenthal's party in Eleanor. We had similar ideas about the Queen's decree, and I recommended that he lead the monastery. Summerset isn't a stew pot, and the various races aren't ingredients to be sprinkled in like so much spice. What a hateful accusation! Tilkala told me he was going to send them back where they came from. I had no idea he planned to kill them. I give you my word. I just wanted the newcomers to go away. And to find out he worshipped Daedra? How crude. I certainly hope not. We'll have to get the Divine Prosecution in there to gather up the monks Tilkala brought with him to Shimmerine. We can't have Daedric cultists desecrating a holy site. I suppose I need to beg for mercy from the proxy queen.
Okay, time to travel to Artaeum. Let's find a path. There we go. Here's a quaint little church. Ah, Shimmerine, so pretty. Bark.
This is what dealing with High Elf nobles gets you, Bringus.
Who are you?
Please, you must help. I think my cousin Brengus has been captured by werewolves. Bringus got caught up in a love affair, see? Decided to run off with some high elf named Nearlin. I was supposed to meet them in Archon's Grove, help them get off the island. But when I got there, all I saw were werewolves. Yes, I'm sure of it. I couldn't find them anywhere. I did meet a high elf named Estadel. He wouldn't tell me much, but he was definitely searching around the grove. He may know more about the situation than I do.
Okay, we'll get to that side quest soon. So, while we're busy running to the portal, Summerset comes with 30 hours of awesome main story. And that's not to mention the side quest as well. Is this where the portal is? Looks like it. Travel to Artaeum below. Oh, there it is. There's a dead harpy there. A lot of dead stuff. Use the sky shard. Ooh, yeah. I'm so glad I came up here. Sky shards are awesome. Okay. So let's follow these people because they're obviously doing the same thing as me. Okay. Always trust your GPS. Let's get to Arteum. Okay, let's take a look at the prettiness here. Where are we on the map? Okay, so that there is a Temple Shrine. Okay, so in Tamriel, trying to see exactly where we are. Can't see straight away. That's fine. Let me not mess around too much because we're already an hour and a half in. So we need to go up here. That's where the way shrine is. Or at least the portal. So talk to Estadel. That's... No, that's right, Master. Talk to Estadel. Oh, wrong person. Okay. So Rock Master is that dude that's there. Okay. I was tracking the wrong quest. Pretty nice, wow. Here's that awesome. So that's obviously the magic that they use to create the barrier. And why the island is hidden. Artean Craftworks. This is where we can learn to do jewel crafting. Okay, so I am definitely slightly very much lost. So let's just run that way. And now, okay, that way is the right way. So I think it means heading towards the pretty building. The Citadel. I was wondering what was going to happen when we ran through there. So, Way Shrine. Let's just cover the Way Shrine.
And there was no sign of Lathan. I don't know whether to be grateful or concerned.
We'll find him, Val. Now go check on the Pearl while I speak to our new guest. What a rare honor Valcerin bestowed upon you. Only a select few not of our order have ever walked upon this sacred island. Val tells me your aid was indispensable in uncovering the false Aldoc's plot on Summerset. Unfortunate, certainly. The magic you describe sounds familiar, though I can't quite recall where I've heard of it before. I fear the pearls may be a harbinger of the threat Sothasil warned us about.
Yeah, I remember Sothasil.
Sothasil, one of the living gods of the Dark Elf Tribunal. He's an honorary member of our order. After an attack on his Clockwork City, he warned us about a Daedric threat to Summerset and Artaeum. I sent Valcerin to investigate. Indeed, but not until we finish studying the Pearl Valcerin brought us. There are mysteries to unravel, and Val believes you will be instrumental to our success. We can get started immediately, unless you want to explore our island first.
No, I'm happy. Let's go.
The next step involves a thorough examination of the strange pearl you and Valcerin recovered from beneath the Shimmerine Monastery. Hopefully, we can learn more about the false Aldark and the source of the pearl's magic. We are the Psijic Order, friend of Valcerin. There is very little we cannot accomplish through the application of the old ways. Every object remembers its history. The trick involves selecting the correct ritual to reveal those buried memories. While I head inside to begin the augury ritual, I'd like you to go to Sothasil's study in the tower, find my acolyte, Oriandra, and ask her for Sothasil's amplification elixir. We may need it if the pearl proves to be resistant to our magic.
Nice. Notification. Okay, PvP, yeah. Let's port into the tower. Yay, loaded in. This place is crowded. What's everybody doing?
Tranquil greetings, Caraval. You will forgive me if I seem awkward. We rarely entertain guests here on Artaeum. I am Caloris. Right Master Ichesis told me a great deal about you. I suspect he has plans for you within the Psijic Order. The Right Master holds you in high regard. That is proof enough of your worthiness. The Psijic Order requires practical wisdom, outside perspective. Unless I miss my guess, you can provide both. You would be a worthy addition to our ranks. Eager to begin? Good. Eagerness is just what we need. Your first lesson begins now. The Order has detected a number of irregularities on Tamriel. Small breaches in the fabric of time.
Nice.
I would like you to seal them for me. The first cluster of time breaches appeared on the Isle of Summerset. You should start there. Go speak with my apprentice, Josaja, in the Athenaeum. She will provide the tools you need. A map, Psijic seals, and the Augur of the Obscure.
Nice.
The map will show you the approximate location of each time breach. I apologize. Our visions, while powerful, are not always specific. Make your way to each X on the map, then use the Augur of the Obscure to discover the anomaly's exact location. These time breaches are not visible to mortal eyes. The Augur, however, perceives time and space very differently. Gazing through it will allow you to peer through the veil, to see things both visible and invisible.
That is pretty
Things
cool.
like these breaches. Precisely. Think of them like bandages, I suppose, or tourniquets. The chrononymics they contain will stabilize the rifts and harden the walls of time around them, rendering the breaches harmless. They are quite easy to use, I promise. I serve as the chief law master here on Arteum, a grand title for a modest pursuit, truth be told. I protect and maintain our various libraries and archives, safeguard the details of our order's history, that sort of thing. 863 at last count, not including the Right Master's personal collection, of course. Don't trouble yourself looking for them. Many of them exist in quasi-planes and hermetic mind spheres. It helps keep things tidy.
No, that's pretty cool.
Comparatively, yes. Many of my peers spend their days examining the nature of reconstituted souls and studying Etara dream residue. Still, I love my work. It also affords me the opportunity to spend time with our initiates. Of sorts. I educate students on the importance of compassion, discipline, objectivity, and the like. Our order's chief virtues. It can be very rewarding, provided the students take such lessons to heart. I am confident you will be such a student. A noble heart and a solemn commitment to the good. Achieving membership in the Psijic Order is a serious and lasting endeavor. You must be prudent, but fearless, withdrawn, but compassionate. It is not something to be taken lightly. Too reclusive, I fear. The truth is that we have grown old, Caraval. A mixed blessing, I suppose. Long years of seclusion have allowed us to study and learn, but always at the cost of our relationship with the outside world. We need youth, vigor. As your knowledge of the old ways grows, so too will the rewards. For instance, we are prepared to teach you new and powerful spells. As in all things, the best teacher is experience. This matter of the time breaches will act as your exam. Only this. Purge yourself of selfish intent. Membership in the Psijic Order will bring you both prestige and power. But such honors often lead to Wegnithir, the bad change. What you do in the Order's name, you do for others. Never yourself.
That's pretty cool. Okay, so there's a portal. I'm guessing this is where the stairs are. Yeah, we just one of each. Oh, ill advised, okay. Okay, thank you. We'll move that one. Okay, so obviously we're running some new stuff. Yeah, that's cool. Burning talent's what I'm using. Okay, obviously I've used no points. My bad. Okay, cool. Oh, these models are so cool. Okay, but I'm obviously at the wrong place. Where are you located, Joseph? What? Portal to Artem. Joseph, what was that? Okay, we'll go. Yep. No. Definitely not. No, we do not need to go to the dreaming cave. Okay, so quest log, please. In the art scene, she should be able to direct me. Okay, so she's in the Artaeum. But your Artaeum. This is the Artaeum. Need to figure this one out. Okay, so where are you, person that I need to talk to? Okay, so this takes me to the one of the libraries, I think it was. Right Master Study, yeah. And then there's another portal room there. And there. Let's check this. Oh, it's study. Let's go and see what their study looks like. Pretty much the same. Okay. So I'm guessing this is the right one. So the silver. Ah, there we go.
You must be the adventurer that Valcerin was going on about. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to our secret island. Oh, I suppose you already talked to the Right Master, seeing as you're here in Kapora Tower. That strange pearl has certainly been reluctant to reveal its secrets. The Right Master hates it when an inanimate object refuses to cooperate. Regarding the amplification elixir, I just cataloged it. It's a Sotha Seal creation, as you'd expect. What? No, not in the traditional sense. He's not one of our monks, if that's what you're asking. More like an honorary member, I guess you'd say. According to my records, the silver vial should be right over there. As soon as the pearl arrived via Valserin's transference spell, the Rite Master gathered the Conclave to prepare an augury ritual. He's been cycling sages through to keep them fresh, while slowly increasing the intensity of the ritual.
Was Oriandra able to direct you to the proper elixir? Without something to amplify the magic, our ritual is going to fail. Just in time. For the next stage of the ritual, if you have no objections, I'd like you to join us. Your experiences alongside Valserin might help reveal what has so far eluded our efforts. We'll handle the magic. You pour the elixir into the scrying pool and stand close. As the ritual's power amplifies, your experiences with the Pearl and the false Aldark should help the augury do its job. We want to discover the origin of the Pearl and its strange magic. In addition, anything we can learn about the false Aldark and his connection to the Pearl would be helpful. Otherwise, we're stepping blindly into Oblivion's maw here. Pour the elixir into the pool. That should provide the final boost we need to trigger the augury.
The most favored servants of Clavicus Spile, Mephala, and Nocturnal, on the verge of the greatest victory for our princes.
Are you sure those creatures can be trusted?
Have no fear. Isn't that why we formed the Court of Bedlam? Besides, what happens next in Relenthiel will seal Summerset's fate.
That was unnerving. It seems the false Aldark belonged to an alliance of Daedric cultists called the Court of Bedlam. Imagine, the faithful of Clavicus Vile, Mephala, and Nocturnal working together. This is more serious than I anticipated. No, but I'm hardly an expert on the Daedric cults of Tamriel. The magic I sensed in the Pearl, though, it doesn't contain the taint of Oblivion. We're missing something, but what? I suppose we'll need to find out what's going on in Relenthiel. I hoped you'd say that. Relenthiel sits to the west of Shimmerine, just across the mountains. I'll send Valserin with you to talk to the Cannon Reeve. The false Aldark may be dead, but Mephala's and Nocturnal's agents remain, as well as the Pearls.
Yes, can I help you? Right. You're the Order's new initiate. I didn't expect you so soon. Things here on Artaeum are normally, you know, snailish. I transcribed our seer's visions onto the map there, and collected these Psijic seals. The augur, however... I don't. Please don't tell the Lore Master. It tricked me into dismissing the binding charms that keep it here, in the Athenaeum. Then it popped like a bubble and vanished. It escaped before, but never on my watch.
Boy. Sorry, lady.
Mercifully, yes. I just scried its location. It looks like it reappeared somewhere on the shores of Wasting Coraldale. It didn't take long for some sea elves to scoop it up and squirrel it away.
Oh,
You'll have to
shucks.
steal it back. I am sorry, truly. I'm indebted. You'll definitely need the auger on your quest. Without it, you'll never find those time breaches. The lore master didn't tell you? All right. How to explain it? The auger is a skull. Sort of. It's really a crystalline entity that resembles a skull. Some think it's from the head of an ancient mage, but I don't believe that for a minute. It's hard to say. Once you have a few conversations with it, you'll see what I mean.
That's
Yes, incessantly. I think that's why Lore Master Kellerus made me its caretaker. No one else wants to listen to it. You should know that it lies constantly, unless you ask it a direct question. If you do that, it's compelled to always tell the truth.
Good to know.
It will. Stirring up the auger's power will give you a second sight. The skull sees time differently. Well, it sees practically everything differently, but time most of all. I think it's fascinating. I just wish the little bugger wasn't so sneaky.
This sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, finding that auger is gonna be awesome. Your leg is picking up big time. Hey now, ouch. Yo, see all those names that rolled through? A lot of people playing. Okay, so find the auger and travel to... I would like to find the auger of Obscura. Okay, so that's where we need to go. Through there, okay. Why can't I just use the way shrine? Hope we get to see this head now. It's going to be interesting stealing it back. There we go. It's the same golden glow we saw earlier. Load us up, load us up. I can mount, yeah. Okay, so how far away is that? That's that side. It's not too far. Another quest. Mission has failed. Traders and killed several my soldiers united. Cover the pearl. Soldier reinforcements. Okay. Nice. Another quest. A lot to keep us busy with. I am going the right way, eh? Oh no, I'm on the wrong quest. Here we go. I always forget that it updates to the most recent accepted quest. Ah, springbuck. Wow. Interesting how springbuck were included here and how accurate they are. Pretty. Another quest.
Seeking us? Headed to the famed Russefeld winery, traveler. Well then, it seems I'm not the only one who'll be disappointed today. Old Hallimorian's been offed by those wood elves. Won't be any wine tastings for a while, I'd wager. Just what I heard from one of the bailiffs. Apparently, some daffy Bosmer called the Ghost of the Green did it, but no one knows for sure. The investigation's hit a snag. Something about the rule of 3. Superstitious nonsense, if you ask me. Indeed. Until they find a suitable third investigator, the Juris Reeves and Revelators are left to sit on their hands. Nonsense. Why not go lend them a hand? They'll likely just tell you to go jump into the sea, but it can't hurt to ask.
Nice. Let's just change the active quest again.
Are you purposefully doing a poor job? Because I can come to no other conclusion.
Are you talking to me, pal? Looking for trouble? The flow of quests is at least a little bit better than Morrowind. I must completely admit that. Morrowind was awesome, but the quests were a bit messy. Like, they were very, very, very widespread. Here there's a nice flow. Yeah, I'll talk to you now. I actually...
Which one could he possibly be?
Just would like to get to the funny head. Hello, Springbokkie. So did she say sea elves or sea trolls? I can't remember. I think it was elves. It would have been nice to have sealed some of these portals on the stream before shutting it down, but I think we'll locate the skull and see what happens after that, and then we'll have to pretty much shut it down, because we're about 2 hours into the stream already. We've done quite a bit. It's really cool. We've also leveled up to level 10 on this character. You might be saying, yeah, so what's your experience if you're only a level 10? That's because I mainly play on a different platform. The code was for Xbox, and I'm eternally grateful because I really do enjoy playing on this on the Xbox more than I do on the other platform. But yeah. Let's hope there's some people in here with us. Make it a bit easier. Yes, there's other people, thankfully. We'll just take advantage of them. Yeah, you guys do your thing now. I'll run up ahead. And I'll follow you, because you're wise. Off the beaten track. Oh. I'll just get the last whip in. Where are you going? There's corpses everywhere.
Seals. Fond of winged snakes and soggy chests. Noted. Ah, fleshy, thick-thumbed biped. Hello. You're an elf, right? Or is it a man?
I'm sorry. I have some difficulty telling you people apart. You're much less blue than the others. In color, I mean, not disposition. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Does this not sound like the director of... Oh, wow.
Josiah. Wait, you're talking about that jittering mage I tricked into freeing me, right? Oh, she's a delight. I had hoped for a longer holiday. Can only manage a leap like this once a century after all. I will.
Hey, mate.
I'm actually quite comfortable here, mate. Cozy accommodations, the transliminal tones of the ocean waves, gangly meat brains to mock. But I guess I should be going. These ills trying to sell me. Can you imagine? I'll help you. On one condition. When we're done sewing up these chronosymphonic when we're done sewing up these time breaches, you'll let me wander the Mundus in peace. No more dim-witted Sijiks peppering me with questions. No more dusty shelves. We have a deal? Right. So, should we get going, or...? Fair enough. So, where to? I assume you've got a map or something?
Oh, I can't mount. I want to mount. Fine. Oh, jeez. Okay, fine. Stuff you. Dead now. Wow, nice. Loots everything. Oh, there's those funny Naga things again. Okay, so I was saying, didn't that sound a lot like the director there of Thor Ragnarok? I'm actually going to check it out, because Elder Scrolls is not... They're no strangers to using some awesome voices. Like, when the game was still in beta phase, the very, very first one, vanilla, obviously... Oh, well, if you're watching this, you're definitely a fan, so... I don't have to explain it to you. You would remember John Cleese as one of the skeletons in the prison. It was absolutely brilliant. You know, I wouldn't say figuring it out, but just hearing that it was John Cleese. So it wouldn't surprise me. I'm gonna go and check it out. Yeah, I'll fight you guys now. Run away, why don't you? Hello? Use the skill! Really? Ooh, the controller's not responding. I want to attack that. Oh. Seriously. Why do you keep running away? Oh, okay. I'm sure this was the way. We gotta get back into that cave. There. That's it. That's the cave. Yep. Yep, everything's been pulled. Obviously. Ah, why do I feel like I've just gone the wrong way? Because I have. No! Okay, I'm not staying for that fight. Yeah, let's rather get out of here. Let's see if we can get one to one of those locations quickly. Excuse me once again for the frog in the throat. Loading, loading, loading. Cool, so we've got 9 breaches. Hectic. Okay, so we've got to open it from our inventory. Alright, so now there's one down that way. Ah, let's try and get to the one that's not so far. Got any new stuff? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, we had heavy curacao. Never mind. So low. Why so low? Okay, well that's part of set. Ah, man. No new shinies to wear. No, you're kidding me. Do I also have the spider? Oh, no, it's not a spider. I thought it was a spider, but it's like a... Dude, this thing's freaking me out. Oh, no, I'd rather not. Okay, so this is the other mount that we got with the collectors. Wow. Pretty. Very pretty. Okay, so the other, well, the first exit we're going to is around about that area there. So let's go and seal that breach. I'm guessing, oh hello owl, I'm guessing there's going to be a bit of a fight to seal the breach.
Breach nearby. I don't know why you're so intent on sealing them. Linear time is so overrated. Just imagine, you could die before you were even born. Wait, that's horrifying, isn't it? I'm sorry. Never mind.
Okay, so it looks like it's upstairs for glory. Oh no, that's not what we're trying to do. Or is it? Ah, that's the person. Oh, okay. Quest. Calling all adventurers. Upgrade challenge. Battleground. Ah, okay. Okie dokie. Yes, we're going to do that now. We're trying to seal the breach. Sure, I saw something here. It was here. I'm gonna follow you. Okay, so it appears on the map. General direction. Really? Here it disappears. is it on the shore?
Jirawell! Kitora orders you into the fray! When next we meet, things will be different.
Well, that's pretty awesome. We cleared the geyser and also sealed the time breach. It's got 8 more to go and do, which I'll obviously do on my own. Obviously, if you have watched this now, scrolled through and everything, I really appreciate it. But you also then no stranger to the Elder Scrolls style, and that it's a lot of dialogue, a lot of storytelling, a lot of listening, a lot of questions to get to where you need to be. And there's no need for me to apologize for how long it's taken us to get to where we have, because you know it's pretty much been an awesome adventure, and in true style of Elder Scrolls storytelling and questing. I think we've gotten pretty far in the past 2.5 hours to 3 hours of the stream, and I'd like to thank you very much for scrolling through and taking a look. Please, if you wouldn't mind just dropping us at least smashing on that like button there, just to say, hey, we were here. That would be really very much appreciated. And once again, thank you very much to Sky-Fi for facilitating the bandwidth for the stream tonight. It's been absolutely awesome. Stream health has been great. Although there has been server lags, that's definitely not my connection, that's definitely server situations, something we can't get away from. And also the final thank you to SterKinekor for the incredible digital collector's edition. It is truly, 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 truly appreciated.
Oh, you're going to love this one. I'm
Here's
seeing
another
a
one.
tiny island surrounded by... It's either water or cats. Difficult to say. Let's hope it's the cats, eh?
Okay, so let's see if we can quickly find this one. It said tiny island, right? So it's gonna be out that side. Woohoo! There's another time wrinkle this side. Time breach. Because he said tiny island, right? Definitely got to go and clear up my inventory, so I had to get rid of a lot of stuff there to loot. So here's another geyser. He said tiny island, right? Surrounded by... Okay, this one's already been sorted out. There it is. There's the second time breach. Not too difficult. Let's seal it and see if there's any fights. Nope. Simply just sealing it closed. And moving on to the next one. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your viewing patronage. Keep your eyes open for the review. That'll drop soon. Obviously, I need to play through as much as I possibly can to be able to give you an accurate overview of my thoughts and the storyline and where it's all gone. I hope you've enjoyed the story so far. It's been pretty cool, interesting. Really enjoying the developments. So, I'm going to say cheerios. So from me and my tiny little... Oh, look at how cute that thing is. And my tiny little pet. Good night, guys. Game over.